dealt with it. No, we haven't dealt with it.
Following yesterday's shocking revelations that the chopper was allowed to fly even though it had a defect, Maurice Ouma found himself in the dock again this morning to shed more light on the matter as the quality manager of the Kenya Police Airwing. Ouma was at pains to explain the casual manner in which the documentation of the flight was done and state of aircraft.
And one does never cease. Aircraft type is not indicated.
Yes, Your Honor.
Even the aircraft registration is not indicated.
That is correct.
Whose responsibility was that to indicate all the matters I have pointed out to you? Who was responsible for doing that, writing all those things out?
But Ouma shifted the blame to the person in charge of the technical records of the chopper, saying that he was in charge of the documentation and should have discovered the error. The external pump was inoperative and it was on the deferred list, yet there was no indication on the chopper's tech log.
Would you also agree with me that unless the pump had been installed on the same date, it should have appeared as a deferred defect?
Yes, Your Honor.
It should have appeared as a deferred defect. And finally, on that series, it is on the deferred defect that a pilot would routinely look at before flying, isn't it? To know what are the deferred defects in this aircraft, isn't it?
That is correct.
So if the tech log has no deferred defect, a pilot may assume that there are no defects in that aircraft, isn't it?
That is correct.
The commission sought to clarify what exactly happened on the Saturday before the crash. There was to be a flight, but it wasn't clear if it actually took place or not. Among the preparations done for this flight were a pre-flight, fuel check and a check on the state of the aircraft in his absence.
Does it mean that your commandant had a flight on an unknown date, go back to 65? We know he was in the air for 50 minutes. Was he in the air for 50 minutes?
Yes, Your Honor.
He was in the air for 50 minutes. He never landed because there was another flight with the same previous landings of 773. What I have said is a scientific impossibility, isn't it? He must have landed.
That is correct.
At the very minimum, once, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or many more times.
The witness claimed that he had been informed of the ill-fated flight at 7 p.m. and that Nancy Gitwanja, the pilot of the chopper, was informed at 9:30 p.m. the day before the crash. He did not inquire about the destination or the passengers expected on the flight, claiming that a team had already been informed. The 19th witness is currently being cross-examined. Chrystal Onkeo, Citizen at 1.